It's the return of our segment with Dr. Jaimie Ronchetto from Cinema Veterinary Centre, located on Cinema Drive in beautiful, awesome town, Valencia. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, to be clear, we were talking about this off the air because there are TV shows where veterinarians will patch people up who may be of the underworld type. So I can't go to the police. I got shot. I got in a gun. So
Go to the vet.
Just to be clear, Cinema Veterinary does not offer that level of service.
We do not offer
Okay.
those types of services, no.
You might have to check around for other veterinary centers if that's the case and you're an underworld figure or an underwear figure. But we were talking off the air also about something that not everybody understands, but I know that like if when I've taken my dogs to the kennel, I don't do it very often anymore, like, or to have them kenneled if I'm going on a trip, that kennel cough
Yes.
is kind of something that everybody's worried about. And have they been vaccinated for kennel cough, or people who have complained that their dogs had gotten kennel cough from a kennel or from mixing with other dogs. First of all, what is kennel cough?
Kennel cough is sort of the catch-all phrase for canine and upper respiratory infection, basically. And it's actually a whole complex of organisms that can cause those types of signs. Basically, they get it from close contact with other dogs that are affected, so through play, close interaction, sneezing, and they happen to inhale the respiratory secretions, that kind of thing. So they can get it from kennels just because they are in close contact. Certainly dogs coming out of shelters, we see it a lot with. And we do recommend vaccinating for it. Although the vaccine isn't 100% effective, it's sort of like when we get a flu shot. It's not going to be 100% effective, meaning we absolutely will not get the flu that year. But if we do happen to get it, it's going to be a lot less severe. And that's our aim for doing the kennel cough vaccines as well. So it covers for particular bacterial organisms that are responsible for that kennel cough illness. And most dogs probably would be fine with having yearly vaccines. If they are kennelled a lot or around other dogs a lot, then sometimes we do recommend doing it every 6 months instead, just for increased effectiveness.
So if you take your dog like to a doggy daycare or something like that on a daily basis or during the work days or whatever, then that might be a situation. Now, what happens if they're not vaccinated? Is kennel cough something that could be really serious or potentially life-threatening? Or
it many times can be self-limiting and mild, but there are times where it can progress and become more severe, and in the worst cases it actually transitions and becomes a pneumonia, and that's when we really worry, because that's obviously more severe. They get a lot sicker and it's harder to treat, but usually it stays more the upper respiratory signs: coughing, sneezing, congestion, that kind of thing that we need to treat with antibiotics.
But then of course if you have multiple dogs, the other dogs can get it, and here in this
Absolutely.
case the ounce of prevention is worth the pound of cure, as
Yes.
it were. Anything else in the vaccination world? What should people, especially summertime, what should people be concerned with right now?
Yeah, as far as with, the kennel cough certainly is a year-round thing, but a lot of times we see it more in the summertime because more people are going away, so the dogs might be boarded more often. One thing I did want to mention is that there is a new type of vaccine. So if you're at your veterinarian and they offer you an oral Bordetella or an oral kennel cough vaccine, it works the same way as an intranasal, so up the nose or in the mouth would work the same way. And it's actually a lot easier to give rather than having to give an actual injection. The type of immunity you get is actually more effective and faster, since the disease comes in contact with mucous membranes first. That's the first line of defense. So by giving it through the oral or up the nose type of route, you actually get more effectiveness or more prevention from that. So we just did start carrying the oral type of vaccine, and it's been really great so far, and certainly the dogs prefer it since we're not having to poke them with a needle
Yeah, some dogs don't seem to like that very much, or
Yeah.
or if by chance, it sometimes, because that could still be a little bit of they get a little bit of tenderness and soreness depending upon who's given the vaccine.
Absolutely.
I've noticed that. If you accidentally grab them wrong or pet them wrong, they get a little. So that's always good. I always opt for that. It's like if they can just go ahead and a little something under the tongue there. Is it bacon flavored or anything, or is it just
No.
Because then they'd be wanting it all the time. Well, that's perfect. Cinema Veterinary Centre. I will say I have also patronized their services to a very happy end. They took care of my Daisy very, very well. So I would strongly suggest you can learn more by going to cinemavet.com. Again, they're located on Cinema Drive right across the street from, I want to say, Real Life Church. Is that the one?
Yep.
Okay, good. Whew. Okay.
Or it's the big church that used to be the Man Theater.
Right.
So
You'll
that's
find
the
it.
Church on the Way.
It might be. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
Church on the Way.
Getting my churches mixed up here. That could be trouble. But either way, it's on Cinema Drive on the southbound side of the street, on the laser tag side.
Yes.
That's the easy way to find it. And you can learn more by calling the, what is your number? I have it around somewhere. I can get it.
661-253-9300.
There it is. There it is. I know. See, I have to reach around now to get stuff. It's a little bit different in here anymore. 253-9300. And you can also go to cinemavet.com. And the cool thing is once you become a customer, you can actually log on and do such things as reorder medications, set appointments, and things like that. Really super modern and cool. So, Doctor, thanks so much for stopping by again. And again, if you are somehow involved in some sort of underworld activity where you get injured, Jaimie Ronchetto is not where you go. That's only on television, not in real life.